I'm with the Louisville Climate Action Network, which can be abbreviated to Louisville CAN on purpose. And the operative words there are action and network. So we are a network of churches and educational institutions, businesses, including Heine Brothers Coffee, and including Jefferson County Public Schools, environmental ed. But we think that it's our job to, and we're actually the only group in town focused on climate change, we see it as our job to show everybody, regardless of their walk in life, how they can reduce their carbon footprint. So here's our new brochure, which I'm proud to tell you is printed on 100% post-consumer recycled paper without chlorine bleach, made in a factory powered by the wind, printed with soy ink by union labor. It's got total cool points. And it talks about our pledge, which is 4 steps, and I'm going to work backwards, actually, given the nature of this talk. The 4th one is to spread the word. You're participating in this teach-in, that is spreading the word. There's a place here where you can contact us. If you have a community group, Sunday school class, whatever, where you'd like a speaker, you can contact us and ask for that. The 3rd panel is the one I want to focus on a little bit more initially, and that is to use your citizen power to affect these kinds of changes. There are 2 things that are coming up. One is the plan that Brent just spoke about in about March is going to be finalized, and then it's going to be up to the mayor and the Metro Council and the Jefferson County Public School Board and the U of L brass to actually implement all this hard work. Over 2 years, about 150 people have worked hard to come up with all these recommendations. But I'm here to tell you, it ain't going to happen unless they get some political support for that. So that means that students in both school systems, it means that taxpayers, it means that all kinds of people are going to have to speak up to these issues. You don't have to endorse all 181 or whatever it is. Just pick out one thing that kind of moves you and speak to it. And this brochure tells you whom to call at what number. So please come up and get a copy when it's over. Another thing that's really important is that we have a bill that's drafted called House Bill 3. You don't have to remember that. Well, you do if you want to read more about it, but actually the key point is we have a bill that we're shopping around in Frankfurt right now, trying to get a legislator to sponsor it, and it would work on the state level wherein we would try to develop, we would develop green jobs to give people ways to make money by insulating people's homes. We have a desperate need to insulate people's homes and businesses to make them more energy efficient. We have lots of people who are unemployed. Many of those people are already handy. They're good with their hands and tools. Many of those that aren't could be trained to do so. And the other cool thing is this is not just an urban thing. We live all across this state. We have leaky housing stock and businesses and schools all across the state. So this opportunity to develop these green jobs could happen all across the state. And the key thing is the way it works is the utilities, in one case, would have to let the customer lend them the money to go out and do the work, but let them pay back the money with interest on their bills every month. Because lots of people can't go out and get a loan. Before we had this credit crisis, and especially now, lots of people can't get loans to insulate their homes or put in a more energy efficient hot water heater, for example. And so this way, they would be able to get a hold of that capital, get the work done, and pay back the utility with the reductions in their utility bills. And oh, by the way, they're more comfortable, the environment's cleaner, et cetera, et cetera. So it's no-brainer stuff, but as you might guess, we're having a tough time getting traction in Frankfurt because everybody's worried about the economy. And it's like, hello, these things match up. So we're going to need people to call your Kentucky representative and your Kentucky senator and say, you want to see green jobs, energy efficiency, climate reduction, that sort of thing. And HB 3 is the one that is already got drafted and ready to roll. Now, most people would like to feel more confident when they do things like that. If you go to our website, which is on the brochure, and click on the button called Members, you'll see Kentucky Resources Council. And all you have to do is hit that button, and you'll scroll down and see the information on House Bill 3. You can read as much of it as you want, and then that way when you call your legislator, you're going to feel more confident about what you're saying. The next really cool thing that I want to dwell in, now I'm going to the bigger steps page, is that we have an opportunity now to have green power. And I want to bring up that Center College students voted, everybody in the whole school voted, I mean the majority of them voted, but the whole school now has gone to green power. That is totally cool. You could do it, you could try to do a similar initiative here, you could do it at your home or your apartment or whatever, but the way it works is you can voluntarily agree to pay an extra $5 on your monthly bill for every 300 kilowatt hours you use, and then your power is allotted from a recently restored hydroelectric plant on the Kentucky River. So this is an existing dam, so there's no new environmental impact. It's producing green power, and it's going into the grid, and it can be yours for $5 a month per 300 kilowatt hours. That's pretty cool. And here's the thing. If we don't do that, the utilities can say, why should we do green power? No, but there's no market for it. Well, actually now all the power in that power plant just recently got sold. So we need people to continue to sign up so that they'll go out and develop some more projects like it actually. So beyond all that, now how much time do I have left? So I will scroll through here and show you some things that you can be doing at home or wherever. You can run the ceiling fan at a slow speed even this time of year, particularly if you have high ceilings, and drop the heat down to where you are because heat rises. Is it working, Drew? There we go. On a sunny day, open the drapes and let the sun in. But in the summertime, on a sunny day, close it to keep from heating up the space. And what would Mom say? Exactly. Compact fluorescents. And I will just do the electronic example, but I brought one to show you. We're now beginning to have these LEDs to retrofit in lieu of the compact fluorescent or the incandescent. These things are expected to last at least 25 years. The one I bought the other day is German, so it's expensive labor and first world management and all that stuff. It cost me $40. The Chinese version was $15. But you know, this is so cutting edge. It's only a matter of time before these things will drop down to be affordable. And they use so little energy, it's amazing. And like I say, they last forever. And then we have more efficient trough lighting, which you're beginning to see at U of L, but U of L still needs to do some more retrofitting to this more efficient lighting. We have now retrofitted the signals in Louisville with LEDs that are more efficient, and those are expected to last at least 25 years, if not longer. We're beginning to turn off the lights on the soft drink machines. These things are sucking up about $100 a year per machine in electricity just to light up, to advertise to a captive audience in a lit up space. Hello, we need to give that one up. But this is really cool. We now have somebody in town that does this test where you put in these panels in an exterior door and you energize that fan and you put 25 pascals of sucking power on the house, and then you walk around with an infrared camera and you can just read where is the cold air coming in. And so it allows people to really target their investment and do a really good job of tightening down their buildings. That's a great green job. We can be using fiberglass to insulate, but we are also beginning to use now in Louisville something called Icynene, which is a water-based, very environmentally friendly foam, and it's very effective. We can use it in the walls, we can use it in the ceilings, in the attics I should say. Now we also have, we can use styrofoam for wall insulation, rigid styrofoam. We oughtn't to be using styrofoam for throwaway stuff because it's a petrochemical product, but we ought to be using it on our walls. We have a factory right here in Louisville that are making structural integrated insulated panels. That's styrofoam sandwiched between two rigid layers, and I personally have built things with them, and you can't believe how strong they are. I couldn't believe how strong they were until I got up there and tried to rock the wall, and I couldn't do it. We have a program now at LG&E, if you are a renter, where you can get them to buy the programmable thermostat, so when you go to sleep at night, it automatically drops the temperature down. Your lungs are in cooler air, which is better for your health. Kicks it back up in the morning so you don't have to get up to a cold floor, which is, believe it or not, the reason why lots of people won't do it. Again, I can't emphasize enough all the green jobs that will come from this, and that's what I think is totally exciting, and that's what I think is our political linchpin. We've got to get decision makers to understand that this is good news, not bad news here. The gist of the pledge, again, is that you would do what is appropriate for you. You take basic steps, such as switching out your light bulbs and taking TARC. Bigger steps, such as signing up for green power. Use your citizen power. Contact people that represent you or are supposed to. And then the fourth one is to spread the word. So again, please come up and get a brochure when it's all over. Thank you.